Never take what we say to be 100% fact or truth. Do your own research, connect your own dots, and come to your own conclusions based on that. Dig for the truth. The days of eating auto-truth are over.
There's a guy named Kleinsmith who eventually alters an email from the CIA to the Department of Justice and FBI.
And they might have been able to succeed. This was an overthrow of government. This was an attempted overthrow, and a lot of people were in on it, and they got caught. And they got caught. And they got caught. Yeah. Make a certain move.
In my former life, I was an insider as much as anybody else. And I knew what it's like, and I still know what it's like to be an insider. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now I'm being punished for leaving the special club and revealing to you the terrible things that are going on having to do with our country. Because I used to be part of the club, I'm the only one that can fix it.
You know, they say Trump derangement syndrome. They've got it. They've got a bad case of it. You saw that. That was on display. Well, I think there's a lot of evil on that side. They've gone crazy. They've gone totally crazy. It's too bad. I've gotten tremendous amounts done, more than anybody's gotten done in 3 years, by far. But they're not constructive people.
Starship EarthTheBigPicture.com came across one of my old videos, the Maga movie fully explained, 5 of 5. This link is from January 31st of 2019. I remade this earlier this year, yet kept the same graphics, just re-spoke over it. I will be showing that at the end of this video. It's a good 18 to 20 minute video. I highly suggest you get into the mindset for that movie after we go over what we're going to go over here. Over here on adrenogate.wordpress.com. Listen to everyone, trust no one. List of arrests and executions, celebrities, and deep state politicians as of July 7th, 2020. Updated list of arrests and executions. Celine Be Gone. What a lovely pick to remember her by Executed. Seen several different celebrities here. Celine Dion, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, a couple of masked people here. Madonna, it looks like. Julia Roberts. We come down to this video. I'm going to leave this link so you guys can go over this thoroughly, because it would take a few hours to do so. But we are just going to keep scrolling here. We got Arrests and Executions. Alice Down the Rabbit Hole. Great video. Highly recommend you go check that out. Alright, so there is a new and updated list that has been confirmed with many more added to it. The deal that they got was that if they gave information that was useful, they could have a better death or jail for life. Obama gave up Michelle, then breached his warrant, so he got one in the back of the head. Michelle chose lethal injection. Others were just executed. The doubles and AI clones were activated, and the deep state now work for Trump. We have won with D-Class. The show is just for the sleepers. Click here to see full D-Class operation of how Trump won. It appears military and federal agents, helicopters, Apaches all over Lexington, Kentucky appears to be a operation/arrest. Drove my semi through that area 40 minutes ago. Strange. Didn't Trump say something about Lexington the other night? Raids happening now, 7 p.m., July 6, 2020. Lexington, Kentucky is getting hit hard with the military. Chinooks, Apaches, Blackhawks, Helos, bulletproof, surveillance, undercover vehicles, explosions in tunnels, Shriners, and Masons. Lots of information here. This one's kind of a funny meme. You see all the Q posts put into order here on a board. This general or military army is showing Hillary. And right here is where Q says no deals. We know that's fake. It's just funny. What part of we have it all do you not understand? 4 former presidents and their wives executed. So I posted this on Twitter that George H.W. Bush and George Bush were the ones who orchestrated 9/11 attacks. I couldn't orchestrate the 9/11 attacks. I couldn't give any details as there just isn't enough room and I would get suspended over it. So here are some of the details. George Sr. still had his hand in the CIA and had them plant the demolition explosives. It's also apparent that the video of his jets hitting the tower was done in CGI. No jets hit the tower. Explosives were also planted in the building 7 and was a controlled demolition. A CIA agent on his deathbed made a deathbed confession that he helped plant explosives in the tower. I have shown that video, probably 2 years ago. A jet did not crash into the Pentagon. A security camera caught a missile hitting it. Senior was arrested and interrogated. He made a deal that got first-class funeral, which he got in exchange for a funeral, which he got in exchange for a complete video confession, a written confession, and implicating his son, and many, many more. He admitted to devil worship and soul scalping. Look it up. He also admitted to orchestrating the assassination of JFK and exactly how and why he did it. Lee Harvey Oswald was a CIA patsy. Jack Ruby was diagnosed with cancer and only had a couple of months to live. He was designated to be the Oswald's killer to make sure he didn't talk. He admitted that his wife was a very high witch in the satanic cult and sacrificed involved in witchcraft and satanic worship. We've been talking about this, folks. Nobody wanted to believe us on that. Doesn't matter what you believe, we say it here. You don't have to believe in God or Satan. Just know that they do. The people that have been ruling over you. He didn't want to live anymore. He wanted a lethal injection, which he got. During his funeral, Junior got a note, passed it to Laura. She showed it to Jeb, passed it to Laura. She showed it to Jeb, and he just got had a heart attack. Senior was still alive and not in the casket. Everyone speculated that it was an indictment that was in the envelopes, but I knew it wasn't because the envelope was too small for that. Later it leaked out that the note was from Senior saying they know everything and I'm sorry. Junior left earlier because he was arrested. He walked out with the men who quietly arrested him with no handcuffs so they could not attract attention. He too made a full video and written confession. Now I would go over the written confessions and the power of all that, videotaped and written. And then, you give authority to exchange all your old tech devices out for new computer, new phones, all trackable. All right, we're going to scroll down here to some of the list of the people that have been implicated. You could see Clapper and Bush and Cheney and Baker and Clintons and Cornys and Feinsteins and Holders and Carries and Lynch, Page, John Gitmo, Tony Podesta, John Podesta, Samantha Powers, Harry Reid, Susan Rice, Donald Rumsfeld, Adam Schiff, Eric Schmidt, Maxine Waters, Sally Yates, Debbie Wasserman Schwartz, George Soros, Peter Strzok, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Eli Cummings, Juanita Adrian, Tom Rita, Madonna, Ellen, Spielberg, Gaga, Weinstein, Epstein, the Popes, Windsor, Queen, Philip, Queen, Elizabeth, Charles, Justin, Trudeau, Scott Morrison, Markle and Windsor, Meryl Streep and Gere, the Biden brothers and fathers, and the Zero and McCain, Sigfried and Roy, just all right. Too many to keep going, but you can see. All of your favorites. Quit putting these people on a pedestal, folks. article here, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom says she tested positive for the COVID. Jay-Z executed, I believe Jean-Michael Basset was the artist, Basquiat. Got the whole little image there. 9 days before the arrest is Kevin Shipp, ex-CIA. 9 days before the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell, Steve Being, Hollywood writer, producer, real estate mogul, close friend of Clinton's, flyer on the Lolita Express, massive Clinton Foundation donor, jumped to his death from the 27th floor of his luxury apartment. He just couldn't take it anymore living in that luxury apartment. He probably took a plea where he chose he dies to the masses, even through execution. And isn't his tribunal isn't public. Here we got the WikiLeaks. Abedin, March 27. Please bring the hammer and the toy like I like to use to comment tonight. Also, if you have time, swing by the office and grab my inhaler. Nothing gets my heart going like sacrifice night. Whew. Allison Mack, this actor of Smallville, was a high-level sex trafficking, had the mark and helped bring him in. Keanu Reeves, unfortunately, he worked for the cabal and deceives many, just like Jim Carrey, Robert Downey, and Kircher. Time to stop worshiping false idols. I agree. The hidden scourge will finally be unhidden. This is from George, the collective Q. The undeniable and unspeakable horrors inflicted upon our children and infants will shock the world. This is what we've been fighting for so long. All right, tons of information. Arrests and executions list updated as of 6/28/20. I thought Bill and Melinda Gates would have been executed by now, but I have no intel of that. Well, there is a reason for that. They have already dead, and they are dealing with doubles. That's what we're dealing with. I received intel. Now, you guys think the whole double thing, clone, seems way out there? Well, just think of body doubles. A lot of real famous people around the world have been known. We know Saddam, that was out in the open, he had like 8 body doubles. It's not a far-fetched thing. They've been doing this since the beginning of time, antiquity. The arrest was done nonchalantly so as not to get noticed by the public. Just in case you missed it, all the arrests of the people were done that way. If the person is convicted of child sex trafficking or crimes against humanity, they will be executed. If they were convicted of treason, they will be executed before the trial. If the person has evidence on someone else to help prosecution or is willing to help Trump and they want to cooperate and do things for Trump to drop a possible sentence of execution down to life in prison, where they're allowed to do that if their evidence is worth anything. When a plea deal is done, the defendant has to present anything they have to make the possible sentence lighter. That information is given to the prosecution, defense, and to the judge. If it is accepted, they are presented with the plea deal. And then they have to make a written statement and plead guilty to the crime with a video confession and written statement. That is how the plea deal works. All of the people arrested were either treasonous or involved in satanic worship rituals involving torturing the children and murdering them as sacrifice, then drinking their blood that contains adrenochrome. This is called crimes against humanity and calls for death. Trump signed an executive order calling for the death penalty for anyone involved in crimes of humanity or treason to be given a tribunal sentenced to executions. If the arrested were taking orders from the cabal and carrying out those orders, that is called treason. Obama said I was only following orders. Yeah, orders that made him commit treason. He made a plea deal and was let out for a time to help Trump. But somewhere along the line, he violated the plea deal and was rearrested and was put before a firing squad and shot in the back of the head. Lying Big Mike was executed shortly after. We found out next year, when all of this is released, Obama turned over Big Mike to get a plea deal. Now, I go over this and extensively in the 5 of 5 video about crossing the red lines, and I highly suggest, again, you go over this a little more on your own. We're going to scroll through these names kind of slowly so you can see.
said that I was given keys to the city of your dreams. I'm more content to walk outside the walls and catch a breeze. I'm more inclined to climb on bio ride internal seas. I'm more alive to vibe inside a mansion full of trees. I do this for a reason that they can't pretend to glean. I lose myself infused in something more than what they've seen. I'm not a slave to greed, I don't embrace your make-believe. I've never been for sale no matter what they think I need. So let it be decreed, let this music serve the deed. Let it spread like a disease, let it spawn a noble seed. There's more than meets the eye, there's more than meets the price. If you can't see the sky, there's too much artificial light. I can't predict my path, but they can't fully see my past. I'm running from the flash, but heading straight inside the blast. A mountain full of ego built upon a heap of trash is exactly what you get when you can't fully do the math.
Again, here is the 5 of 5 Maga movie. Please enjoy with knowing all this new stuff. Take a look down in the description. Please subscribe. Never take what we say here to be 100% word, 100% fact, 100% truth. Do your own connecting, dig on your own, connect all your own dots, come to your own conclusions, and based off everything that you can understand. Love and light, dark to light. But Starship Earth, thebigpicture.com said, whether you are a QAnon fan or not, I highly recommend watching. Yes, the first few minutes are painful. I did that on purpose. But hang in there. It probably confirms what you expected or what you never suspected. Works for me. 5D chess? Hell, this is 12D chess. It's a spiritual war, and if you're looking at it from a 3D perspective, you won't get it, and you'll continually demand proof. Those of us who can feel the reality don't need to see it. We are watching unfold as about optics and bringing the rest of the world up to where we are. The snowflakes had a meltdown when Trump was elected, and they're not up to speed yet. Nice job documenting the historic times, Mike. Thank you so much. And again, enjoy the Maga movie fully explained 5 of 5. The choice to know will be yours. I do it for God and country, never self. God bless.
It wasn't a perfect campaign. There is no such thing. But I was on the way to winning until the combination of Jim Comey's letter on October 28th and Russian WikiLeaks raised doubts in the minds of people who were inclined to vote for me but got scared off.
Hillary Clinton today still coming to terms with her loss in November. Plenty of blame to go around for the Clinton campaign, but when asked specifically if she took any responsibility, she said this.
I take absolute personal responsibility. I was the candidate. I was the person who was on the ballot, and I am very aware of, the challenges, the problems, the shortfalls that we had. Again, I will write all this out for you, but I will say this. I've been in a lot of campaigns, and I'm very proud of the campaign we ran, and I'm very proud of the staff and the volunteers.
Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the inaugural address. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th
President of the United States of America, Donald.
For their gracious aid.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
Well, as an American, I'm not sorry. I'm one happy patriot, as a matter of fact. We've been waiting and praying for justice to be served. And I know I'm not alone in that feeling. We are many. The trafficked kids won't be sorry. The dangerous, deadly drug victims and their families won't be sorry. And so on and so forth. There's too many to name that won't be sorry. Folks, all the secrets have been revealed. All the information is available. Starting back in like 2008 with WikiLeaks through QAnon. All these former insiders, these people we have all disregarded for years, the whistleblowers, sometimes 30-year military background, and then 20 years into one of the 3-letter alphabetic agencies. And the minute they tried to warn society, they are worthless. Conspiracists, not credible, but they were credible for over 50 years, instilled with the highest secrets. They all held very high clearances sometimes, but we typically tune them off, tune them out, and disregard their warning. I mean, don't we? Let me show you something. Come in closer. Imagine you are Hillary and friends, and it's early November 2017. Now, if you were convicted of treason in 2017, a secret military tribunal, would you choose the death penalty or life in prison to play a role in the upcoming 2018 Maga movie? Here's how the death penalty becomes life in prison. 1. You sign a full written confession. 2. You confess every crime on video. 3. You surrender all assets and wealth. 4. You allow social media takeover. 5. You are given a new phone and computer. 6. You are implemented with tracking. 7. You agree to 24/7, 365 protection. 8. You are done if Trump team is harmed. 8. You are done if you cross any red line. 10. You are told to play a specific role. 11. You get to go to jail if entire plan works. 12. Otherwise, your original sentence happens. Now let's assume Q post number 1 already happened in November of 2017. Now that's where a lot of people say this never happened because you couldn't see it with your eyes. If you go to Q post number 2, it says she is detained but not yet arrested. Now look at these attached Q posts for a few clues. You get to go to jail. You are watching a movie. What makes a movie good? Great actors? Offered choice. Rest assured they will vote pro-Trump. Patriots are in control. Sit back and enjoy the show. Hillary will be arrested on October 30, 2017. The only way is the military, fully controlled. Now think about the timing of POTUS traveling to China, Under what article can POTUS impose military intelligence takeover? When does a bird sing? We have it all. What makes a good movie? Talking points, 4 a.m. in the brackets, private email addresses, future proves past, 100% insulated with zero risk of impeachment. Fact, evil is embedded globally. POTUS will not be addressing the nation on these issues. Not yet. 11.3, Podesta indicted, Huma indicted. What former president used the military to save the republic? Find those with the loudest voices. This one here, coming soon to a theater near you. Ask yourself, does HRC say stupid things in public now? Ask yourself, does HRC appear in public less often? Ask yourself, what does Trump gain from her freedom? Ask yourself, what is the only leverage Trump has on her? Ask yourself, would Trump make a deal with her to save children? The real script is genius, elegant, simple, and guaranteed. Arrests are easy. It's much harder to destroy an evil institution like the deep state or the media than it is a person. The real goal is to make them destroy their own institutions by having them act a certain way in the public to tarnish their own institutions. And then when the truth comes out, this behavior will ultimately make all Americans learn and understand and to despise them all for all their crimes against humanity. They will be told to unfairly attack Trump until the truth is dropped. And then they will be told to take all the blame and praise Trump's actions. Checkmate. Convict just a few key players in each of these categories back in 2017. Now Q says we have it all. To make the plan work, Trump's team would simply need to arrest and convict just a few key actors in late 2017 from each of these following categories: White House, media and tech, the deep state, Congress, and then let them choose the death penalty or life in prison, or a reduced sentence based on their level of involvement. There was no need in 2017 to have military tribunals for anyone other than the kind of people shown here. Of course, there will be many, many more trials coming up here in 2019. About 50,000 thanks to Huber and these traitors themselves. Now in the meantime, the talking heads on the media will just continue to attack Trump as long as they are told to by their masters, the ones listed over here in the video. Same with the Twitter censorship. Once word gets out that these actors ratted out on the cabal, these people won't be able to walk down the street ever again, and Gitmo will be their only safe haven. Ask yourself why the people above act so oddly lately. Patriots are still very much at risk, and special operations continue, especially underground and globally, with rogue actors still in play. However, once they attacked Trump in Vegas in October of 2017, and once the Saudi Arabian government was overthrown, POTUS had all the right in the world to convene these military tribunals. That's why Q started posting in October of 2017. The biggest battles were already fought and won. Trump then traveled to Asia and fixed China and North Korea in November of 2017. For all we know, these military tribunals were held starting on January 21st of 2017. You would only need about 50 of them to deal with the characters that we showed above, and it would only take about a week for any single trial in the military tribunals. Skeptical? Ask yourself if the 2017-2018 behavior of the people I'm showing makes any sense to you without this theory in play. Think logically. Now imagine it's January 21st, 2017. Trump is now president. Trump visits CIA headquarters. The plan kicks into full speed. Trump asked to run in 2012 by U.S. military patriots, by Middle Eastern patriots, by world patriots. Yes, MBS in Saudi Arabia back in 2012. Some planning done in Saudi Arabia beyond the prying eyes of BHO, Barack Hussein Obama. He was so focused on Iran, he woke up the Saudi Arabian giant, one side of the pyramid. It turned against them. Now imagine the NSA had it all, and the GCC had it all. Once Trump is elected, you pounce at full speed. It's just a higher form of patriotism. Prepared for years. Military is the only way. Quietly behind the scenes. Very quietly, very sudden. How do you gain leverage over people that kill people? You convict them of treason in a military tribunal and issue a death penalty. Now you have the leverage. Offer them life in prison and to as few people as possible, like a few in the White House, like a few in the media, like a few in the deep state, like a few in Congress. Only if they do certain things, like destroy the deep state, like destroy the MSN, like destroy the trafficking, like videotape confessions, like name all names, like play a role in a movie, like their life depends on it. It makes them great actors. It makes them act despicable. So when the truth comes out, the public despises them and all their institutions, make them take blame, and then praise Trump to avoid the death penalty and get life in prison on time and under budget. Their 9/11 is coming right after a few things, like Trump being exonerated, like the Kavanaugh being confirmed. Then you drop it all. Open your mind to the truth. Light versus dark. Good versus evil. These things do exist. I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. Where we go one, we go all. And just remember, there are good patriots out there fighting the good fight for you, for the world, so we can truly be free